Hey YouTube, guess who's back? It's me, ya boy, and today we're gonna be doing a little paint and sip, but you gotta bring your own sip. Today I'm talking about Star Wars, the Phantom Menace, the good one, and I'm gonna be painting a little friend as we go, as I talk about it. I hope that this turns out well. I bet your other YouTubers don't do that, do they? Let's get started. So we're gonna start off, we've got our Turbinoid, our oil paints, our India yellow, just like Bob Ross. And we're gonna start off, because obviously the most important thing about Darth Maul is that he's yellow. Let's start talking about the movie. The Phantom Menace, Episode 1. It starts off, actually, with Qui-Gon and our friends Obi-Wan. If you saw me talk about the Obi-Wan TV show, you'll know all about him. I hope all of you did. We'll just add some more yellow over there. This is like the most important part. Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn are our two main protagonists for this one, and they are bad bitches. They're the police, they're the cops, they go around. And right now, they're going around to try to talk to the Trade Federation, because the Trade Federation are blockading up Naboo. I don't know if you know about Naboo. That's where Padme is, and nothing else. I guess Jar Jar Binks is there. And so they're being blockaded. It's a real scary time. So Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan go there, and they're gonna mediate, peer mediation. But the Trade Federation tries to kill them. They try to kill them, but they don't try very hard, because they fail. And Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan get away. We're turning pages, just like Adele. We're changing paintbrushes, just like Adele. So, we get down to Lil Naboo. Ooh, this paintbrush is crusty. I'm not taking care of these. Let's go. So, oh my god, I'm back. We had technical difficulties with everything. So anyways, where were we? We met Jar Jar. We're back. We're on Naboo. I've got to grab my paint. I slid them over here. So, Qui-Gon saved Jar Jar's life. And so Jar Jar, the Binks man, the original, decides to take them to Gungan Land, Oompa Loompa Gungan Land, where they're gonna get help and they're gonna go... The Gungans are going to help them go to tell the Naboo that they're being blockaded and invaded and trade federated. So anyways, we're going to start working on some of Darth Maul's little horns right here. There's a horn. We've got a horn up here. So Jar Jar Binks, our friend Jar Jar, takes the Jedi, the squad, down to Gungan Land underneath the water in the swampy pond area. And they meet Big Boss Nass, and he sucks. He's gross, and he doesn't like them. So he's kind of like, I don't even care about the Naboo, so, like, let them die, you know? But the Jedi are like, no, we're not gonna let them die because they're humans, and y'all are weird fish people. So anyways, they get to leave, and they're gonna go through the planet core that's all watery, to go warn the Naboo, and also Qui-Gon decides that he's going to keep Jar Jar Binks. So they take Jar Jar with them, and away we go. We're underwater, they're swimming around, there's big fish, there's bigger fish, there's always bigger fish. And then they get to the Naboo place, but there's battle droids. The droids are already at Naboo, and they've shut everything down. They've got the Queen, but it's just Keira Knightley. They don't even have Natalie Portman, even though I think she's there too. But they don't even know that she's not Keira Knightley. Honestly, nobody knows that Natalie Portman isn't Keira Knightley. Sorry, I get distracted when I talk about them. Anyways, I want to get some red in here. They save the Queen, Amidala, and they also get some like transport ships, and they take her and her handmaiden and like a pilot, and they're gonna go try to escape to get the Queen to safety, to take her to the Senate so that they can tell the Trade Federation to stop being like blockaders, you know, blockaders, invaders. So they're on their way to go back to Coruscant. On the way, their ship gets damaged, so they don't make it to Coruscant. That's too bad. Instead, they have to go to Tatooine, our favorite desert planet that everybody hates. It's kind of terrible there. I wouldn't vacation there. It's sandy, it's musky, the Hutts are in charge. So, anyways, Qui-Gon and Jar Jar Binks and the Handmaiden, played by Natalie Portman, that'll be important later. They go into town to find the parts for their ship that they need, and they meet Watto. Watto sucks. Why don't they just kill Watto? You'll understand why. Watto is like, I'm the only guy here that has the parts that you need for your little spaceship, aren't I? And they're like, oh, yeah, you are. Because, yeah, he is. And he's like, well, I'm not going to sell it to you because your money is trash and I'm a piece of shit. So Qui-Gon should just kill him and take the parts. And then Watto is like, oh yeah, this little child that I have here is a slave. He's my slave. I have slaves. I'm Watto. I keep slaves. And like, kill him, you know? Natalie Portman is a huge liberal about the whole situation. She's like, Anakin, you can't be a slave. Slaves are illegal. Are you a criminal? She doesn't accuse him of it. But it's also, she's like, how could there be slavery? I'm naive. And they're like, because there's no rules here. We live in the desert. Getting some more paint. Qui-Gon decides to gamble with the child to try to get the ship parts. Not gamble like with the kid make a bet with Anakin. No. Gamble using Anakin. He's gambling with Watto, and he's like, how about I enter your little boy into the big pod race? Now this is pod racing. And Watto is like, yeah, do it. Let's gamble, you know? If Anakin wins, Qui-Gon and them are going to get the ship parts and they're going to get to leave. But if Watto wins, then something bad will happen. Probably. So then Anakin takes Qui-Gon and the crew, and they go to meet Shmi Skywalker. Shmi was done wrong and she deserves better. The Jedi failed her, the government failed her, the Republic failed her, everything failed her. And Shmi is there, and she's like, hello, this is my little humble house that I live in with my son. The two of us are slaves for Watto, and nobody seems to care or do anything about it. And Qui-Gon is literally like, couldn't care less. Like, literally. They're eating dinner with, like, Anakin's family. And Anakin, you know how, like, little kids are. He's really chatty. And he's like, oh, hi, Qui-Gon. You should know that as a slave, my mother and I have bombs implanted in our skulls. And if we disobey, they'll blow our heads off. And Qui-Gon literally says, I'm not here to free slaves, Anakin. And it's like, then why are you here? Even Anakin calls him out. He's like, why else would you be here if it wasn't for that? And he's right. Qui-Gon is wrong. They should be freeing all the little slaves from Tatooine. And I still don't understand why they choose not to. So anyways, Qui-Gon talks to Anakin, and yeah, they all decide Anakin's gonna do the pod race, Zoom Zoom tomorrow. And also, Qui-Gon believes that Anakin has special blood, so he steals just a little bit of it to have it tested. And they find out that his Mondo force meters are off the charts. It's high numbers, the biggest number in the galaxy. Very impressive. And so the day of the big race comes. Vroom, vroom, zoom, zoom, am I right? And Anakin is all ready to drive. He's driving, he's got his little pod racer, and he does pretty good, you know? I don't know what you want me to say about this scene. They go real fast, they turn around corners, they go through caves, they go around pillars. Most of the people die, but Anakin doesn't. He wins, surprise. And after the big race, Qui-Gon surprises Anakin and is like, remember how last night I had kind of said that you have special blood and I made it seem like maybe I want you, but I'm not here to free the slaves, Anakin. He decided he's going to take Anakin with him, the same way he took Jar Jar Binks with him. And he's like, Anakin, I won you in that race. You're free. And Anakin is like, oh wow, thanks, mister. And Qui-Gon says, actually call me master, you know? I'm just saying, Anakin is not free. Qui-Gon was like, you are free to join my military, religious, government think tank. Have fun. Also, you're going to have a terrible haircut with a rat tail for the next 10 years. I hate the Jedi. Woo, I'm getting myself upset. So, Anakin has to leave his little mom, and poor Shmi, the Jedi did not care enough to try to save her, you know? But Shmi is a good mother, and she's like, look, I recognize that this is the best I can hope for my son. Y'all are gonna take that bomb out of his skull, right? They actually, like, never bring up the fact again that they have bombs in these people, and Qui-Gon doesn't mention taking the bomb out. Did they take the bomb out of Anakin? That's what I want to know. I'd have gone to the dark side, too. We need some more red in here. Red, red, red. I hope this is looking like Darth Maul. Let me know in the comments. Red, red, red. So anyways, we get Qui-Gon takes the child, because Qui-Gon always gets what he wants, you know. Hello again! Can you believe we're still having technical difficulties? This phone that we're recording with just keeps overheating. Because I'm so hot. Let's see if we can make it to the end this time. Anyways, at the end of our last little session there, we were talking about how Qui-Gon was trying to get away with little Anakin. Right? Yes. So, Qui-Gon leaves with Anakin. He's taking him back to their spaceship so that they can go to Coruscant. But on the way there, they get attacked. By who? A Phantom Menace. We don't know who it is. He's got these, like, weird red and black tattoos on his face and, like, horns. He looks very evil, and he has a red lightsaber. Like some kind of Sith. It's very exciting. Qui-Gon has to fight him, but they get away on the ship, and it doesn't even matter, so don't worry about it. So now they're flying through space. I need to get some more paint. As they're flying, Anakin takes his opportunity to flirt some with Padme. They've been doing that throughout the movie. I skipped over it because it's really weird. She's like 10 years older than him. It's not weird, though, because they get married. Anyways, they get to Coruscant. And when they get there, Qui-Gon, Qui goes to have his own little, like, meeting with the Jedi Council. And he's talking to them about Anakin. And he's like, I found this kid. He's got a bunch of force powers. His force numbers are off the charts. They're off the Mondo meter. You wouldn't even believe it, you guys. And the Jedi Council don't believe it. They're like, we don't like this kid. We don't want your little desert child running through our halls. No, thank you. You can't train him. He's too old. But Qui-Gon is like, you didn't even talk to him. I think if you talk to him, you might actually really like him. So they talk to him, and they don't like him at all. They read him for filth, actually. Yoda, we're anti-Yoda here. Yoda is like, you're a scared little coward baby child boy, and you're too scared about losing your mom. And it's like, he probably is scared of losing his mom. His mom is a slave on the desert planet, and she has a bomb in her brain. Remember? I'd be scared. None of these Jedi should be allowed anywhere near children. I'm just saying. Anyways, they're like, yeah, no, you're not gonna get to be a Jedi. You're just a little punk. And during this, the queen, our queen, the once and future Queen Amidala, is doing a bunch of politics and bureaucracy. It's really boring, but she does get our good friend Sheev Palpatine set up to be the new Supreme Chancellor. And there's literally no possible bad thing that could happen from that. I need to keep painting or I'm going to run out of things to talk about. So Sheev is the Palpatine now. He's in charge. He's got his big boy britches. And the queen is like, it kind of sucks here. None of y'all do anything. This Congress is useless. And they really are all useless. They just talk and they don't want to solve the actual problem. They want to have like a committee, you know? And So the queen is like,
I'm not doing this. I'm going back to Naboo. My fate will be the same as my people.
because she's the once and future king, queen, whatever. She's incredible and we love her. Anyways, she goes back and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan go back with her because the Jedi Council is like, you're probably going to run into that Sith boy that you met if you go with her because he seems to be after her for some reason. And also, the Jedi are like, take that annoying little kid you found too. Take him to the battlefield. We don't want him here. So they take little, 6-year-old Anakin to the battle world that's being battled. And that just feels like they're not taking good care of the child. He promised Shmi that he would look out for her. And what does he do? Take him to a battlefield. That's not smart. Bad Qui-Gon. Bad Qui-Qui. So, boop, 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 boop. Nice big brooding eyes there. So they go to Coruscant, and Padme has her really excellent plan that's going to save the whole day. Because she talked to Jar Jar, and Jar Jar was like, I'm not going to do the Jar Jar voice. It feels like I shouldn't, you know? So Jar Jar is like, oh yeah, the Gungans are a warrior race of warrior frogs. And she's like, that's what I need right now. Let's go talk to the Gungans. So they get to Naboo, and Jar Jar is going to take them to go see Boss Nass again. More like Boss Nasty, am I right? And so they go and see him. And Boss Nass is not super nice to the Naboo. He doesn't like them. And he doesn't really like Padme, our queen. And so he's kind of like, we don't care if y'all die. I'm still not going to do the voice. You almost got me that time. But then Keira Knightley is like, sir, we need your help. But then Natalie Portman is like, actually, sir, I'm Keira Knightley. I'm the queen, once and future. So Natalie Portman tells everyone that she's the queen even though she doesn't have any makeup on, which is like, how are you even a queen without makeup? Also, I need to take a minute because we have to talk about Queen Amidala's wardrobe. This whole movie is fantastic. Whoever did the wardrobe for her and only her needs to get like triple pay, and they should do the wardrobes for everyone else in the entire series because she looked incredible. At one point, she looked like a beautiful purple lotus flower. What was I talking about? Right, they're fighting. So she convinces the Gungans to die for her. And so the Gungans are going to fight all the droids because the droid army is inside the Naboo cities. So the Gungans are going to draw the droids out so that the squad with Natalie and Keira and Qui-Gon and little baby Obi-Wan and Anakin, why is Anakin here? They're going to sneak into the palace and catch Newt Gingrich, who has caused this whole mess because he's in charge of the Trade Federation. So there they go. Wow, did y'all see that just drip all the way down over all my hard work? We can fix that later, don't even worry. So they are off. The Gungans draw out all of the, what are they, battle droids, just according to plan. Very exciting. They've got them all outside the cities. They're kind of at a standoff. They're going to fight. And then inside the city, we've got the squad gets to the palace, and they're like trying to get the Trade Federation rulers, and they also send off some like star pilots to blow up a spaceship that's controlling all the droids. So they're gonna, it's a war on like 3 fronts or 4 fronts maybe once Darth Maul gets involved. Anyways, Darth Maul gets involved next, and he stands in front of the Jedi and he's like, you know, as he does. And he's looking very threatening. And so the Jedi are like, we've got this. They're both going to be fine, and they're both going to survive so easy. It's not even going to be dangerous. So at this point, we have outside the city, the droids are battling the Gungans. We've got Natalie Portman and the girl squad going all over the castle, fighting Newt. And then we've got Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon fighting the bestie Slayer, Darth Maul. And this is a very good fight, very pretty. They're swinging back and forth. They're kind of dancey, you know. Uh, it's looking great, well choreographed. Sometimes you just need a little more purple down there. So yeah, they're fighting him. They're like, psh, psh, psh. So during all of this, Anakin, little baby Annie, he had gotten into a star like fighter, a Naboo starfighter. Oh, where is it? I'm gonna have to cut this out because now I don't know where my Naboo starfighter is. I found it, you guys, my Naboo starfighter. Also, we had more technical difficulties, but it gave me time to find it. Here we go, zoom, zoom. Anakin's flying around in space. That's all we needed this for. Anyways, so Anakin is flying around in space. Need my paintbrush. And he's trying to shoot down the, like, big spaceship that's controlling all the battle droids that all the Gungans are fighting. So that's what he's doing. He's spinning around. That's a cool trick. He's flying around. He's zipping. He's zooming. It's just like pod racing. So anyways, he's the one that blows up the thing and saves the day because he's like 7, and 7-year-olds save the days in wars all the time. Why is he on that battlefield again? So anyways, he shuts down all the droids, so all the Gungans win now. They're not about to die anymore. So now we've got back to Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, and they're fighting my boyfriend, Darth Maul. This is actually a very emotional fight for me personally, because Qui-Gon Jinn is also my boyfriend, and they're fighting over me, which is kind of a big deal. There's his second eye so that he can see, you can see the love he has for me. So, they're all fighting. Again, it's looking real good. There's that nose. The choreography is great. You can see Darth Maul is very ferocious, very vicious in his fighting style. And you can see this as perfectly exampled when he manages to kill Qui-Gon Jinn, my boyfriend. It's very sad. But don't worry, Anakin is able to get revenge using the Jedi way. He definitely kills Darth Maul, and he definitely doesn't use the dark side to do it. So that's kind of the end of that fight. Then we're really at like the end of the movie. Since Qui-Gon is dead, everyone is like, okay, Anakin, you can be a Jedi now because Qui-Gon died, and we really just only wanted to stick it to him and not let him do something he wanted, you know? Those Jedi never let Qui-Gon do whatever it is he wants. So Obi-Wan is going to train little baby Anakin, even though he is clearly not ready and not really cut out for it. It's not his fault. Not many people are cut out to be teacher, wizard, martial order, cop, think tanks, or something. So, the movie ends with everyone having a big, like, parade on Naboo, and Queen Amidala has a lovely, really big magic orb of peace that she presents to the Gungans. I'm really not lying about that. You can look it up. That is how the movie ends. This is his shirt or something to fill up that space down there. And that's really the end of the movie, actually. I think I covered just about everything. Shmi deserves better. Honestly, they need to go back and save Shmi because her fate is going to affect things later. So yeah, that's the end of The Phantom Menace. I hope that you like my little Phantom Menace Darth Maul that I painted before your very eyes. I'm pretty happy with how it came out, considering that I did it over the course of like a half hour and the camera was dying every 5 minutes. yeah, so that's the end of this one, I guess. If y'all like this, definitely leave a like and a comment, and maybe I'll do one for episode 2. In fact, leave a comment of what character you want me to paint for episode 2, or for other franchises. I'll paint people. Yeah, I hope all of you have a fantastic rest of your summer and a wonderful evening or something. Whatever. Goodbye. I love you. I can't stop it.